Hi, congratulations on your new RV. We're really excited for you. Please make sure before you're signing that you bring the following items with you. If you're a cash buyer, please make sure that you bring a cashier's check, no personal checks at time of signing, or you may bring actual cash. If you're a finance customer, please make sure that you bring proof of insurance listing your specific lien holder. If you need that information, please call us ahead of time. Also, make sure that you bring all valid driver's license of all persons that will be listed on the title. If you have a trade that you're trading in with us, please make sure that you bring your 10-day payoff as well as your title and all persons who will be listed on the title of that trade. Arrive 30 minutes early before your appointment time so we can properly inspect your unit, and also make sure that you have the fridge on and running prior to arrival. If you have any questions, please feel free to give us a call at 810-686-0710. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Hello, this is Mike with TradeWinds RV Center here to congratulate you on your purchase of your XLR Hyperlite XLT 3212 toy hauler travel trailer. I'm here to walk you around it, show you how to use a few things, get the best out of your camping experience. Let's start by talking about arriving at the campsite. A couple things to take into consideration. On your campsite, your awning. On your off campsite, your slide. There's plenty of room for that slide to come in and out unhindered, preferably nothing hanging over top of it. Give yourself a nice walking path here as well. Then I want you to think about where your power and water connections are going to be at the camp. Yours are at the front of the unit on your driver's side of the tow vehicle. So park accordingly so you can utilize the facilities. Water and power connections right there. Once you arrive, first thing you're going to do is level your unit. Backing light for power tongue jack, simply lower or raise the unit until you have it level. If you don't have power, you do have a manual override. Wet, not as easy to pull up wet. There we go. In there for that hand crank. That'll crank this up and down if you don't have power. Speaking of power, check your terminals when you arrive. Make sure those haven't wiggled loose. Once you've got our unit level, next thing you're gonna do is stabilize it. On all four corners of the unit, you have these stabilizing jacks. 3/4 inch hand crank. Put that on, or a drill gun or an impact driver. I just recommend using an impact driver or drill gun that you slow down when you get to the bottom. Remember, these are stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. You just want to run these down until they're taut. Preferably on some jack pads. Jack pads are going to protect the feet of your stabilizing jacks from dirt and debris and hot blacktop in the summer. Run these down just until you got some resistance here on your crank and they're taut down there. Remember, stabilizing jacks, not leveling jacks. Your unit's already level. Don't lift it and make it unlevel. Got our unit level and stable. Now we can hook up our power and water. Your 50 amp cord. Big long cord. Ready to go in now. Pistol grip goes in, turn to the right, and then put on this black washer. Same thing, removing. Turn it this way, turn it to the left, and then pull it out. At the end of that 50 amp service, should you need to, we have a 50 to 30 dog bone, they call it. And if you need to plug in at home, here's your 30 to 110 adapter. Just run appliances accordingly when plugged into 110. You don't want to start popping breakers. Got our power hooked up. Let's hook up our water. Real simple here. City water connect, fresh water connect, and black tank flush. First and foremost, your water pressure regulator. This water pressure regulator that comes in your convenience pack is going to reduce the water pressure to 40 to 50 psi, protecting the lines in your units. Always use this when putting water into your city water tank or black tank flush. Hook that up, hook up your hose, but don't turn our hose on yet. Next thing we want to do is come to your hot water heater, just above your water connection. All we're doing at this point, putting our drain plug back in. Get that back in there. I do recommend plumber's tape on these. Get that in there nice and snug. Once that's in there, you can go ahead and turn on your hose. After your hose has been on for a little while, go inside, open up your water valve. Once water's coming into your sink, you know that your air is out of your lines and you can go ahead and turn on your hot water heater from indoors. There is an electric element on off right here. Keep that to off unless you're hooked up to 110. 110, turn it on here as well as outdoors, or excuse me, indoors. pressure reset buttons here. Then we're popped out. Come on and press them back in. And then your pressure release valve. So let's say you're going camping and you're not going to be hooked up to city water. You're going to go dry docking. Freshwater connect. Simply hook that hose up to that. No need for the water pressure regulator. Way to tell that is full is go inside and hold your button down on your fresh water, and that'll tell when that tank is full. Just remember, when using this fresh water or potable water is when you're going to want to turn on your water pump. Don't turn on your water pump when hooked up to city water. That's already pressurized. All right, we got our power and water hooked up. We're all ready to camp. Let me walk you around the rest of the outside of the unit. We start here on your off camp side with your storage area for gen prep. Here's your hot water heater. Hook up cable or satellite here. Power. Low point drain. We'll drain those when leaving the campsite. Right there. City, freshwater, and black tank flush. We'll talk about the black tank flush when dumping your tanks. Those will be easier to get to when your slide's closed, but right down there is where we'll dump those tanks. Black and gray tanks. Right here. Back of your unit here is your fueling station. As your fuel goes in, here's your handle. And there's your power for it. Rear stabilizing jacks. Your back ramp, we'll run that down in a minute. It's also prepped for a Furion camera. Device you purchased for our store. It gives you a backup camera for the unit. Rear stabilizing jack. Rear entry into your garage. Your awning is just about all the way out. I'm going to show you how far to run that out when I go inside. I just want to mention on your awning, pitch control. If it's raining and you want the water to come this way, simply pull it down on that, and it's going to send all the water down to this end. You can do it to whichever end. On the front of the unit, this is prepped for a TV here. You can hook a TV up there. Cable, 110, and outdoor speakers. There's a spray port. Wash your unit off. This is a flue for your furnace. If you run your furnace to clear that, it'll get rather hot. And access panel to the back of your fridge. Your pass-through storage. In your pass-through storage here, you have that docking light. And your battery disconnect. This will shut off all the battery power to the unit. That'll come important later when I talk about your propane carbon monoxide detector. Also, vacuum hookup valve here. Simply open that up, hook the hose up, turn that on, and vacuum out these storage areas. The propane does have a cover. It's on a regulator. Simply point it toward the tank you wish to be using, lefty-loosey to open. It'll be green when it's got gas in it. Also prepped. Oh, I thought this was prepped for solar, but it's not. That about covers everything on the outside. Let's go take a look inside your unit. Coming immediately inside your entry doorway, the first thing I like to point out to everyone is where the fire extinguisher is. Make sure that you and everyone that's camping with you knows the fire extinguisher is located at the entry doorway in case of an emergency. To your immediate left as you come in, your control panel. We will start up here. There's your brand new battery. Fresh water, that's when I said you can hold down to tell when your potable water is full. And your black and gray tanks. Over here is where you would start and stop your generator when you hook that up. Living room slide, we'll run that back in later. This is just set up for if you had the others. Same thing here, a lot of lighting. Step, hall, your awning light, and your awning extend retract. Extend that out. Show you're going to go from gray to black. Once that black handles down to 90 degrees, that's as far as you want to run that in. It will go further, but that's as far as you want to run out. It will go farther out, so just keep an eye on it. Like I said, stop it when it's down to 90 degrees. I'll run that in for you real quick. Shut off our awning lights. And that's in. Coming to our right, immediately inside, your domestic thermostat. We're going to turn the AC on here. Alright, I'm going to shut the AC off. AC shuts off rather quickly. I'm going to turn your furnace on. Our furnace kicked on. Now I'm going to shut the furnace off. All the way to off. Here's where you raise low temperatures. You'll notice that the furnace takes a few minutes to shut off. Does that on all units. Turn your Connex TV on. Go to input. And there's your different hookups for that. I can get it shut off here. There we go. Below that, your sound system. Turn that on right here. Not picking up very much in here. See if we can get any channels to come in. Alright, it's pretty staticky out here. What I do want to show you is this dual zone. A is indoors, B is outdoors. Fireplace, not just for looks anymore. Yeah, I can go through and show you all the pretty colors, but the biggest thing is the heat. Not so much today as it's going to be 90, but if you're at the campsite and you're plugged in, instead of using up your gas when it's chilly in here in the morning or evening, turn this on. This will crank out enough heat to heat up this living room in no time. Speaking of the living room, your lighting for up here. You have what I call a parachute pull recliner. Reach down in here, pull up on this handle, full chaise lounge. Your Dometic fridge, we'll open that up. Your controls are up top. Press that in. With the button in, we're on auto. Auto means when you're plugged in, it's running off electricity. As soon as you unplug, it's on gas. Lift the button to go on gas. Shut it off here. Self-explanatory microwave. Down below that, to the left, your max air vent. Just going to hit fan on. What it does is it opens it up and turns it on. Or you can change everything individually. The levels, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Open or close the vent individually. Or just hit fan off. It'll shut the fan off and close. Your stove. It's glass top, makes an excellent backsplash. There's some lighting on here. You have your panel light. Turn it to light. It'll go from blue to red. Hit your spark and there's your flame. Same thing on the oven. Just turn it to your flame. Hit your spark down here. That lights your pilot light, and then just set it to the desired temperature. Click this button down and it gives you a stove light. And around the side of your kitchenette here, here's your access panel. 2 breaker box and fuses. So you got a ton of 15s in there. Highly recommend having some of those with you when you go camping. In the hallway on the floor here is your 12-volt carbon monoxide propane detector. The reason I mention it's 12 volt, it's always running off your battery. So if you're going to be gone for the day, nothing plugged in charging your battery, use your battery disconnect to keep this from running your battery down while you're gone. Now we'll go into your bedroom first. So I mentioned here, you have USB ports and 110s. And this is also prepped for a TV that you can mount right on here. Again, your green button for a digital channel enhancer. Hand crank open, power vent there. Let's go back into your bathroom. Main thing I want to mention in your bathroom is this is where your 110 with GFCI resets at. It has its own max air vent. Go shut that back off. It'll close up. Come back to your garage. Here's all your lighting. A lot of one-touch lighting as well. So let's bring your bunks up and down. It's my favorite kind of system. Hit down. Brings down both your bunks and your seating. There's your ladder for your top bunk. Notice our top bunk stops right there. Continue coming down. Now, that'll go all the way down if you want headroom for sleeping. Sitting, I like to bring it up a little bit. See if I can show you what to do here. So the way the seats go up, it's just like a jackknife sofa. Lift up on the front and jackknife it back. And you have your seating. These bars, the way they go in down here, you have this metal piece here, make sure that's all the way cranked out. Or when you're down here, go to the left, line that up with that slot. Once it's lined up, twist it to the right, and it automatically locks itself in with the tables on top. Twist it to the left, and it pulls itself out. Lay this back down. Now, if we want to bring these down and leave the top bunk up, come right here and flip this forward. This little metal piece here, flip it forward on all four corners. Now, I'm going to bring it back up, spread these back out again. Actually came from the factory with those chairs, tables like that. Hit the up button. Not the chairs, the tables on top of the chairs like that. So must be enough room between the two without harming the bottom. Also have your own fire extinguisher back here. Plenty of tie downs. TV back here. You can put another TV back here. You have your own entryway into the bathroom. You'll hear this click in. Now, because we flipped them forward, your top bunk stays up and you can bring down these and you have a lot more headroom. If you want to bring down your top bunk, flip all four of these forward again. Alright, that about covers everything in the garage. Before I go out and open up your deck, I'm going to act like we're leaving the campsite. I can show you the deck open when we get out there. Starting the garage, shutting off your lights. A lot of these are individuals. Close your garage door. So I like to come to the main control panel and shut off all the lights. That way I can see all the individual lighting that I need to go through and shut off. And my cooktop towel. This light underneath your thermostat is for the bedroom. And lastly, a couple more one touches. Now that all of our lighting is off, come back here, turn on our ceiling lighting. Look and make sure nothing's in the way of this slide coming in. TV's been tucked away correctly. We're going to hit living room. In. Push down. Just that quickly, this will run in here. Push that in. Shut off our ceiling lights. Exit the unit. Fold up our stairs. Fold up the rear ones. Unhook your cable and water. I like to start in that order. Then we can start dumping our low point drains. Got the cable and water done. We're going to come up here to our low point drain. Open those up. Open up your hot water heater. Hooked up on this pressure release valve. That's going to drain all the hot water out of there, so be careful. Make sure you push that back down or your door won't close. Then you can pull your drain plug. Make sure you snap this back closed. Before we go to hooking up with the dump station, unhook, bring up all your stabilizing jacks. I'll show you quickly how to bring your garage down. All these be padlocked. Set them up. You see they'll hold themselves up. Bring these all the way out. Door's not heavy. Want to use those ramps if we remove the tires and pull this up. Do you have a patio there you can fold down? The screen door, excuse me. Bring these back up, pretty simple. Biggest thing is make sure you tuck your cables in. All right, we got our stabilizing jacks hooked up. We've hooked up our hitch and we're heading down up to the dump station. That dump station park accordingly. Your dump is going to be in front of your tires on your rear or on your driver's side of your tow vehicle. 10-foot hose comes in your sewage convenience pack. Hook that up. If you follow the directions here, it's black, gray, gray. So we start all the way on the left and pull our black handle. After it sounds like that sewage is no longer draining, leave that black handle open. Come up here again with your water pressure regulator. Hook up to your black tank flush. Hook the hose at the dump station there, turn that on, let it run for a good 5 minutes at least, and wash out your black tank. Unhook that hose, close your black handle, pull your second handle, the gray handle. Once that sounds like it's empty, close that, pull your second gray handle, the third handle there to the right. Once that's done, close your handle, unhook your sewage hose, store it in a nice sanitary convenient place, and head on home. Again, we thank you guys so much for your purchase. Hope you enjoy this toy hauler for many years to come. Happy camping.